Welcome back to the EJ Ward FieldView training series. In this video, we're going to show you how to deactivate a TLS from the system. First, we need to drop down and go into Site Management. And this is going to be if you set this up through the terminal on a Ward 4 or Ward 3 terminal. So we're going to go ahead and click on Terminals. And then we're going to go into the one that we set up in the last video, which is terminal number 2. Down here, just to deactivate a TLS, all we need to do is uncheck the Dial TLS checkbox. And then we can take the unit number and clear that out. And then we can also clear out the TLS phone or the IP address. The last thing that we can do is drop down the TLS type, and then we can set that to unknown. So once we set all that back, it's going to take out the TLS of the system, not going to try to call it whenever it does a nightly polling or its scheduled polling, and then we'll go ahead and click on Save. Once that's saved successfully, the TLS is completely out of the system now. To add it back in, we will have to go through what we did in the last video to add it, and we'll have to go through and add all that information in again. The next type of TLS that we're going to deactivate is when we do it through the TLS management. So doing it through TLS management is for our IoT terminals or for any of the TLSs that are going to be a part of the TLS service. We'll go ahead and click on TLS here, and then we're going to go into the TLS number 1, which is another one that we set up in our last video. From here, all we need to do is uncheck the active checkbox and then save it at the very bottom. Once this is saved successfully, we can see that it's not in our list here, so it's not even going to try to call it. It's taken the TLS out of the system. If we want to reactivate it, we can go ahead and hit Query, and then we can change the status to inactive, refresh this, and then we can go into that TLS unit number by selecting the link there, and then just reactivating it by checking the active checkbox, and then saving down at the bottom. Once that's saved successfully, we'll go to Query again, and then we'll drop down and select Active, and then hit Refresh. Now we can see our TLS is back in the system. Since the Dial TLS was already checked when we deactivated it, it still stays checked when it's deactivated. Once it goes active again, it's going to still try to call that TLS now once it starts its regular polling cycle. And this concludes the video on how to deactivate and reactivate a TLS inside of the FieldView system. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.